I finally did it. I finally got around to seeing The Marvels. And I'm disappointed by what people think is bad. I mean, yes, it's definitely not the greatest Marvel film, but it had some heart, it had some risk, and it was entertaining. Let's get into what's not that bad about The Marvels. So I'm watching this movie nearly a year and a half later after its release because I believed some critical friends of mine that said it's not worth watching. So I watched it and I was surprised. I'd heard bad things like, it's boring, Marvel needs to stop with female leads, it was short and stupid. Those criticisms definitely lowered my expectations. But watching it, it's none of those things. I even took to Rotten Tomatoes, the most trusted source of critique in the world, and there's nothing wrong or biased about it. Though it bombed at the box office, it dropped a love bomb in my heart. First, you got Ms. Marvel, who genuinely had some entertaining acting here. Iman Vellani, whatever her name is, she acted as the glue for both Captain Marvel and Monica Rambeau in this movie. And Ms. Marvel added to the overall heart of this movie. Without her, this movie definitely would have made less money. So shout out to her and her, not incredible acting by any means, but entertaining. Second, was it me or did they bring back that old Marvel-esque comedy? This movie felt like a slightly downgraded version of Guardians, okay? But it brought me back. It felt a little bit nostalgic. Like Miss Marvel's little childlike demeanor, her like teenagerisms gave me Groot vibes. Captain Marvel, she was, pretty hardcore, very serious. She also had a little more heart than her first movie, right? But gave me, Gamora vibes. She gave me that that serious overtone. Except Zoe Saldana did a great job as Gamora. Also, shout out to her for being in Amelia Perez, 13 Oscar nominations. Watch my previous video about that. In the middle of the movie, they also had this little heart-to-heart training montage with Monica Rambeau, Miss Marvel, and Captain Marvel. And then finally working together and kind of doing this like training. It was cute. And then it led up to them being able to work together as a team with this dysfunctional like teleportation thing that they have. It reminded me of the same thing that happened in Guardians, where it was this dysfunctional group of criminals and thieves at first, and then turned to an actual family. They're also traveling around the galaxy helping people. So, in a sense, the Marvels is basically Guardians of the Galaxy. And what could be wrong with that? Third, Marvel is finally continuing to take risks in their movies by letting people die. Yeah. They finally had a main character, Monica Rambeau, spoiler alert, get killed, but not really. But also like it was a heroic sacrifice at the end of the movie where you're like, oh no, like Monica Rambeau's dead, you're sad about it, like she's lost. And we don't see that in a lot of Marvel films. We don't really get like unhappy Marvel endings. Don't get me wrong, it's happened before, but glad it's become more of a trend that we don't get the ending we want in Marvel movies, right? Like we all thought they were going to be fine and dandy at the end and walk off happy and we get our little post-credit scene. But, Monica Rambeau actually sacrificing herself to save Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, and really the rest of the galaxy, it surprised me. This felt more like a solid ending than Ant-Man Quantumania, but more akin to like Spider-Man No Way Home, where Peter does lose Aunt May. His girlfriend literally forgets he exists, and his best friend is just like, I don't even know him. I think Marvel should keep their endings up like this because it was pretty well done, Then we get that little introduction to the X-Men at the end and multiverse stuff, and now it just gets a little bit confusing, but nonetheless, this movie, it wasn't that bad. By no means am I saying this is like a game-changing movie. I'm saying this was at least entertaining with some heart and some comedy. And, you know, what more can we really ask for? You know? More. We can ask for more. But, it's, you know, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.